while ago, I posted a video about this 4x4 vault door, right? And it's slightly fast, and I'm going to be showing you something near the same caliber of speed. And, you know, two double piston extenders on the top, since I prefer those kinds of extenders instead of on the side. You know, pretty much the average. But, yeah, I feel like we need to put it up to the test against this one right here, which this one's the same exact speed, as you can see, and it's perfectly flush. Are perfectly in sync, which is absolutely awesome, just by adding this 3-tick repeater here and doing a little bit more redstone here, and honestly compacting it and compressing it down quite a lot. So this old design right here had 2 blocks above, and this one is perfectly flush and flat, which is absolutely brilliant. This machine is 8 by 10 by 3, which means it is near enough 120 times 3, so 360 blocks. Now, that is almost the maximum speed. We can probably cut it down by about 10 more, or about 24 blocks. About down here, we could easily cut it off by 24, which is very much true, and that isn't really too hard to do. The only thing that stopped me from doing it is setting up the double piston extender circuitry, because I was having trouble with that since I'm horrible at double extenders and any other extension-based machine. And it was also the fact that I couldn't just do this, was annoying. So I couldn't just like have this. Which, yes, that'll do it, but it won't retract because the piston mechanics in 1.14 suck. Once again, this stuff is the same speed, but it's more in sync, and is pretty much perfectly in, how to put this, it's basically sync. It's all in sync, it's all brilliant, it's all fast, it's all good, and obviously way more compact. I'd like to say, standing right here, that the closing is perfectly flush, or flush and seamless, so you can't see any of the pistons, but on the opening, obviously, you can see the very small piston heads right here. So all we really need to do is just extend that time, maybe a slightest bit, and maybe that'll work. But it doesn't, because that's based off of a 1-tick output. Obviously, it won't work. Now, let's compare the speeds to it. I guess you can. So let's completely break down this whole entire system right here. And yeah, let's quickly show off its speed compared to the other one. So it's not perfectly right here, but it is pretty much the same. So here, let me etch that away. Right. So now you see that. As you can see, basically the same speed. This one's in perfect sync, like I said. Well, this one has to activate the first piston, then a tick later this piston, and then 1 tick later that, 1 tick later that, and obviously I'm pretty sure this one's more expensive. I'm not sure though. So how the system works is we have 2 note blocks right here, an observer detecting that, and another observer right here. Both of these observers on both sides detecting that, which first spits out these pistons. And then these 2 observers obviously detect the first extension right here of the note blocks being powered, which would then send a 1-tick output through here, and to get it in sync, we have to place a 3-tick repeater right here and a 4-tick repeater right here. Do that on both ends with an observer right here. That'll set up the first double extender circuit right here, and I'll do that at the same time. What will happen is you have this observer detect it, go to block redstone, observer block redstone. So that's pretty much the same system on both sides, and on the both sides, okay, that'll basically start off with extending these pistons right here. And these 4 blocks in the middle you don't even need, which is amazing, obviously. Do that on both ends. So now you have something that looks a little bit like this. And near the end, this system activates right here by simply, well, activating. So if we were to simply send a 1-tick output through that, that'll obviously activate that whole entire side. Hold up. So this system is meant to activate like so, and yeah, the main system is that observer will then power this block, which will power this redstone dust, which will actually bud power this piston note block to activate it, and on the same thing on this side, obviously, so that will then set up the extending circuit. Over here, we have redstone dust hard powering this block with a repeater detecting it into an observer, and that observer will do the main double extension circuit with that one doing the same thing. Both ends doing the same thing as well. And that's actually the main system done. It's very simple. And that actually turns out to be making a very, very fast. It's nowhere near Mumbo Jumbo's supercharged piston door. However, with his piston door, you actually do need to have some sort of system with slime blocks and blah, 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 blah. This is actually very slime friendly compared to his. For him, you'd need at least 36 slime. This one, you would not. This takes very much less than 36. Okay, scratch that. It's 32. But this takes 32 slime. His takes 36. Makes sense. It's perfectly fine. That's not counting the pistons with his anyways. That's just counting the slime blocks you need. Alright, to build this machine, what you need to do is have about 79 to 100 building blocks, 32 sticky pistons, 17 observers, 12 redstone dust, 10 or 12 repeaters, judging if you want it to be flush or not flush, 8 note blocks, and that's it. This is insanely cheap, and yeah, that is actually it. This system is, once again, very easy to create. So if you want to build this thing, you need to place a note block right here with a lever on its face, 2 note blocks like so, 2 observers right here, blocks right here, or no, sticky pistons right like so. Okay, like that. And now right here you need an observer in the middle, like so, with another system like so. Then you need 2 sticky pistons in the middle for the main observer system. 4 tick repeater right here with an observer on its face. 4 tick repeater with an observer on its face, like so. So you should have a system that looks a little bit like this. You need an observer right here, block right here, redstone dust right here, redstone dust right here, 3 tick repeater right here. If you want it to be perfectly in sync, if you don't, there you go. It doesn't really matter because either way, that redstone still can be powered by a 0 tick output. Right here, block redstone. And then we need to do this twice. Observer block redstone, observer block redstone. Do that on the other end. It's pretty simply. I'm going to be going with it being perfectly in sync because I like it being in sync personally, but you don't have to. It does take 1 extra repeater. Okay. Now what we need to do is just quickly move all these blocks upwards. Actually, that's not what you want to do. You want to place pistons right here. So you need to have 4 sticky pistons going upwards, like so. Blocks on their faces. And the middle blocks you can have be whatever you want, but I don't really think doesn't really matter. Do that on both ends, actually. As simple as that. Alright, then you need to do the top bit right here. Alright, now this is where it gets to be a little bit difficult. And you need to first of all, this is where it actually took a long time to set up. You need to place your 2 sticky pistons right here, obviously, to set up your double extender circuit. Alright, now what you need to do is place an observer right here. And you need to have a block right here with a 4 tick output. Then a block right here with another 4 tick output, like so. So you kind of want to do that on both ends, like so. This system will not work on PE, by the way, Pocket Edition. Alright, so now that's your main double extender circuit done. You can set this block up right here with a repeater right here with a note block on its, or with a note block right there and a block right here. Same thing on the other end. So yeah, same thing on the other end as well. And that's actually your main system done. That's actually your whole entire system done, actually. Alright, there you go. Your whole entire system done. Perfectly in sync if you really want it to, or you don't have to. You don't have to have it be in sync. It's perfectly optional. If you'd rather just be able to walk through it, then you may, but I suggest having a little bit of a repeater right there.